This episode is probably going to be a bit slower than the others. As a matter of fact, overall I did way less than most other videos. But what I did for a reason. Welcome back to Nocturne No Fusion, where sometimes the long detour will save your life in the long run. Once again, the footage you're going to see from this video comes from a live stream I did a couple of weeks before the release. So you'll hear once again my beautiful voice in the background too. Anyway, let's get to it. After the ambush of White Rider in Asakusa, another rider was available, and I don't know what was wrong in my head at the time. And even though I was painfully aware it may end in failure, I thought I'd give a few shots. So I equipped the Murakuma Magatama, teleported to the Ginza underpass, and just outside the terminal room, here's the fifth fiend, Red Rider. There it is. So you're still alive, eh? You actually managed to defeat one of us. Very impressive. But I won't be as easy as the White Knight. Well, to be fair, White Rider was a little easier than I thought he would. I got lucky, I guess. My crimson armor shall glisten with your blood. Death be unto you, demi-fiend. And the funny thing is, he actually means it. Your madness is my joy. Shall we begin? Like White Rider before him, the Fiend will summon allies, this time being powers, which are only weak to dark. I only have that in the form of the unreliable Mudo from Eligor, so that's not gonna fly. I also forgot to enter with the new moon, so I tried without having Dark Might at hand. Red Riding Hood here as a boss is immune to wind and electricity, and also has the Kunda. Yay! But even with that, debuff him every time he uses it. It will save your life. Powers will buff him with Tarukaja, which works perfectly in tandem with Red's signature move, Terror Blade, a heavy physical damage move which hits all enemies even twice and can also inflict panic. I assure you, this move is so busted, and this is the reason why I need Murakumo and not Kamuto, since it make me way more susceptible to panic. I don't want that. The problem is, for this fight, only I can heal, and Medea definitely does not do the trick anymore. I really hope to replace it soon. Red also has access to two magic attacks, Wind Cutter, which is the strongest single-target wind magic in the game, and Bolt Storm, the heavy damage version of Shock, which I like more since Rajanaga drains electricity. Even if I give it my all, Terror Blade causes panic on Rajanaga and Eligor, the latter even runs away because of this, and I get cheap-shotted by a flying Hamon from Power. For attempt number 2, I go in with the new moon, and it doesn't go any better. Terror Blade kills everyone in my party, and since I was alone, I pretty much gave it up. Die. Yeah, this attempt went really down the drain. The third try, I get panicked and get Hamoned again. Fourth try, I decide to start using my brain to figure out a plan. I knew I wasn't gonna win. I try abuse Dark Might to deal some damage and use the Kaja Rocks to reset the stats, but Terror Blade is still way too strong and I get hit by a 3-hit attack from it. Rare to happen, yes, but extremely annoying, I can assure you. Attempt number 5, I get panicked again, drop about 60 to 80,000 Maka, and that's before dying. Not even Arahabaki could help. Before I knew, I was on the floor again. I get to attempt number 6, and this time I think I have a good game plan. I minimize their agility as fast as possible, abuse Dark Might with Eligor to deal damage and get some press turns, and use Rakukaja at least twice per turn by cycling through the various demons. This way I can keep up with the enemy's buffs. I also buff my attack and use Fog Breath even if it gets nullified. Terrorblade also seems to hit only once this time around, which is great for me. When my defense is maxed out, I attack Red Rider with all I got, and use healing items if I have to. I got to kill Red Rider as fast as I can, so I focus on him and him alone. I don't care if the powers attack me or use Hamahon at this point. I also use the Takaja Rock at one point, and with a focus counter, Red Rider gets too low HP. I fully ignore the powers at this point, but I don't rush in, which ultimately proves to be a wise call. I keep debuffing, use a beat chain, and after that, Eligor finally capitalizes on Red Rider. Yes! God freaking damn it, yes! Just give me a second. After that, I only have to brutally massacre the powers, and then I can carry on. Like that. It took me just that, roughly 55 minutes, but... Thank fucking God this is over. I get the candelabra, get back into the save room as if my life depends on it, and get back to Asakusa. In here, I decide to leave from the northeastern exit and reach an area when there's a kid mannequin which invites us to play a puzzle video game. Normally, I wouldn't be saying what I did here, but he did say he'll give us an insect-looking thing if we played the minigame. And we're collecting insects in the forms of Magatama, so as you can imagine, I decide to spend about 45 to 50 minutes to do it all. The puzzle game, at least to me, is actually kind of fun. The goal is to reach a specific point, moving around very neatly designed areas, I'd like to call them, moving cubes around to patch holes in the floor. There's 20 stages, each one slightly more complicated and satisfying to clear than the previous one. I'd recommend you play this without any guides, as it may be actually a good challenge for your brain. I also used this moment to interact more with my chat, catching up with a couple of people I didn't hear from in a good while too. And now I'd like to take this small moment to make a shameless plug to my Twitch channel. I'll leave a link in the description of this video, so do drop a follow if you want. I'll stream at least once a week on Saturday at 9 PM Central European Time, more or less. Unless I do have issues, which I will tell you promptly. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue playing Nocturne here. I'll probably revert to record that off screen because it's a little easier for me to do, but I will play something to just relax and just to have some interaction with you. Think of it just as a chill and play moment. I hope to see you there sometimes. Anyway, clearing the entire thing will grant you access to the Geese Magatama, or Guys, I don't know the exact pronunciation. A Magatama which implants you with healing skills. It grants you Diorama, Mediarama, and even Diarahin. Knowing this, I equipped it immediately. I need Medea-Rama as quickly as possible to replace Medea, even if this means getting Divine Shot a little later in the process, but I really don't care. Priorities, man, they are important. On my way back, I also recruit an Orthrus. He's not amazing, but eventually, if trained, he will get war cries, so maybe he won't be totally useless, who knows. I run around the central area of Asakusa until I get to Mifunashiro, where I meet Furumimi again. Unfortunately, he forbids us to enter Mifunashiro since it's technically the mannequin's holy ground, or rather the place they were born from. And then he warns us about a road mannequin named Sakahagi. Apparently, he's dangerous. Wonder if we're gonna meet him. And as it turns out, not 10 minutes later, we actually meet the guy. And tells us he wants all the Makatsuhi he can get his hands on to rule over the demons, and then just up and leaves. Doesn't even try to attack us. Smart move. I then return to Hijiri, who is done investigating at this point, and he shows us the results. Looks like the obelisk in Chiyoda is the source of the nightmare system of Ikawa's, and it turns out is being operated by Mr. Cow. Hijiri asks us to stop it, we agree, and we head back to the assembly of Nihilo to reach the area of the obelisk. We're gonna have to take a secondary entrance to go underground. You can get there by going around the world map. There's a big highway before the warehouse that leads to the Great Underpass of Ginza. You may remember that area. We're gonna have to go underground again, which means it's gonna be a dark area, so do have light balls at hand or the Light Toma skill. I'm gonna skip what I did in this part since nothing much really happened, just some random encounters. The biggest thing that happened in here happened near the end, funnily enough, where Karasu Tengu leveled up and the game turned Zanma into Mazamna, but that's pretty much it. We reached the exit from the Assembly of Nihilo, and now we're in front of the obelisk at long last. But this is gonna be a story for another time. And that is all for today. Not sure if this is gonna be a shorter video, if I'm going to include more boss clips from the Red Rider fight. I don't know, I still haven't edited by the time I'm reading this. But I think I did way more than enough actually. Besides, Red Rider and the puzzle drained me. It took me roughly around 2 hours to do just the two of them. So I think you can forgive me for not taking that much time between the puzzle to reaching the obelisk. So next time we're gonna go in the obelisk, and let me tell you right now, a lot of good stuff is gonna happen in that video. I thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like and a comment, subscribe for future videos, and until next time, this has been Bahama Raven, and I will see you again next time for the obelisk. Have a nice day, everyone.